Okay, you all, I had to start over. 86 degrees, 11:06. I just got out of an appointment. And the reason I had to start over was because as I was turning into the Dollar Tree right now, somebody was turning in with me. Yeah, they couldn't wait the 2 seconds to let me to turn when they started turning as well. They wanted to come in at the same time with me. And so, of course, I honked at that man. You know, it was an older man. And I was really pissed. I was truly pissed. I went inside and he allowed another car to pull out. And I'm like, and I told him, I said, so you're going to stop for this car to pull out, but you couldn't wait for me to turn. I told them just like that because I'm like, bastard, you know? So now I can't post, or I can take I guess I can take a screenshot. Somebody had Trump Save the Children bumper sticker on the back of their car. And then they had the Christian fish. That could go either way. I don't know if they mean it in a positive way or negative way. But let me tell you all who I've been arguing with all morning. And I'm not going to argue with them anymore because you really can't argue with people that don't have any comprehension skills. This other channel that I follow, which I'm thinking about unsubbing from them too, and it sucks because I'm like, I like listening to her, but her viewers, they don't have any common knowledge whatsoever. Not all her viewers. Let me make a correction. Not all her viewers have common knowledge. Some of them are just really like wanting just to argue and they have no winning chance. But in their mind, they're winning. Okay? Now, this girl was posting a video about another girl who did a TikTok about what her husband packed her for lunch. She asked her husband, can you pack me a lunch? And so she set up her camera, right? Her phone or whatever. She's at work and she's like, let me show you all what my husband packed me for lunch. And she starts getting stuff out of the lunch bag. And it's a huge lunch bag. And she's taking out cookies, some of those Milano cookies that's already been opened. She took out another bag of cookies. And then I forgot what else. And then she finally gets to the Chipotle bowl. And she's like, 2-day-old Chipotle. And then she takes out some dog treats. And he put a note on that and he says, you're my dog. First of all, a lot of us agreed that it looked like it was staged, like it was just like she wants views, which is possible. And I'm in agreement with that person. The person that posted that comment, I agree with you. You know, like, yeah, it does look like something she just wanted attention for. And then I made a comment as well about Chipotle. I said those bowls are not like very full. They're not very filling. Something like that. I said the portion is not huge in those bowls. How could she still have Chipotle 2 days later? And that's all I said. Somebody comes at me and it's like, I've eaten it, and it's always those people that think that we want their opinion, okay? And I know my opinion is probably not wanted either, but I don't go attack people whose opinion I don't want. But there's always the one person or two that'll be like, well, I've had leftovers from Thanksgiving in January, and I've eaten this, and I've eaten... Who cares? Who asked you? This is my opinion about the bowls not being a big portion. How could you not finish it? Like, you know, this is my opinion. Like everybody else is voicing their opinion. Everybody voices their opinion on YouTube. Everybody. It's an opinion. That's it. It's not fact. But, like I said, you have those people that, oh, they need to, well, who cares? So then I'm like, okay, I don't even think they would even be good that long. You know, I wouldn't, the rice, I'm assuming she got some kind of rice, either brown or white. I don't even think it would be good that long. And furthermore, how could you not finish a bowl? She said it was 2 days later. Like, why would you want to finish it the next day? Either later that day or the next day. It could go bad. And then this girl's like, actually takeout food is good in the refrigerator. She must have Googled it. It's good for 2 to 4 days. I beg to differ. And I told her, I said, no, it's not. Obviously, you've never had food poisoning. I had a hot and sour soup. Then the very next day, and I got a really bad case of food poisoning. Once you've had food poisoning, you don't want to go through that again. So not all food is good that long. And then she kept insisting, yes, it is. It is good. You obviously don't know your facts from opinions. It is good. And I said, no, I know that I had food poisoning. Thank you very much. So you obviously don't know. I said, you're not a nutritionist. You're going by what you read on Google. You're not going by how long that's been sitting there. You don't know when they made it. And yes, I'm aware that Chipotle says we make our food fresh. You know who else says that? Burger King, McDonald's, Whataburger, all your fast foods. They all say they make it fresh. If it was fresh, if it was barely made, then you wouldn't go through a line and get your burrito or your bowl right away within minutes. Or seconds, rather. Because you just stand there and they ask you, like, what can I get you? And you're like, I would like a bowl. Okay. And they start serving you brown or white rice? Brown. And then you're like, do you want any beans? And they're like, yes, pinto beans. Okay. They put it in there. Or black beans, whatever beans you want. What kind of protein? It's already sitting there, no? Or are they making it in the back? Do you tell them, oh, I would like the chicken? Oh, okay, ma'am. It's going to take like 5-7 minutes for them to make it in the back. And then I'll go ahead and put it in your bowl. Next. No, they already have it there, don't they? And plus, you don't know. You don't know how long it's been there. When did you go get it? Did you go get it at 11 in the morning when they first opened? 10 or 11-ish? Or did you get it in the afternoon? When did you get your food? Regardless, not all food stays fresh. Because like I said, I have had food poisoning from eating leftovers the next day. But this person is trying so desperately to convince me that I'm wrong. You're wrong. Food stays fresh for 2 to 4 days. It's a fact. No, it's not, lady. Just because it's coming from you, it's not a fact. Sorry, but it's not. Go try harder somewhere else. Stop talking to me already. I'm not gonna be going back and forth with you all morning. And I was, by the way. So I'm doing that on YouTube, okay? And I never, ever, ever comment on this lady's channel. Ever. And she wasn't the one arguing with me, okay? I'm not gonna blame her. It was one of her viewers. And then another one got in and she's like, Moon, I got Chipotle the other day and I ate some of it. I ate half of it and I'm gonna eat the other half on Friday. Okay, and this affects me how? Why are you telling me this? Am I supposed to care about your health? I don't care what you eat. I don't care when you eat it. I was just stating my opinion. And sharing that I had food poisoning. Okay, so how is this affecting me? Why are you telling me this? You know? And she's like, well, because he said that food is not good the next day and yada, yada, yada. Yeah, it's called an opinion. And then she starts telling me, oh no, but mine wasn't an opinion. No, I'm saying mine is an opinion. You're responding to an opinion. And furthermore, if you're so good on eating leftovers 4 days, a week later, or whatever, then why is this lady complaining about her lunch? Why aren't you taking that up with her? Why aren't you telling this lady? Why are you complaining about your 2-day-old Chipotle that your husband packed you? It's good. I've eaten it. It's good. Instead, you're arguing with me, who doesn't care what you eat or when you eat it. Make that make sense. It's like people go on the internet to see who they can start shit with, and it gets blown up in their face. And they don't know what to do. So they start coming out with something else. And I'm like, seriously? I didn't want to say it, but you can't argue with stupid. You really can't. You really cannot. You're not going to win. And then I was arguing with somebody else on Instagram, you all, which I'm so embarrassed to even talk about. But anyway, this one channel that I follow, I don't want to park here. This one channel that I follow has gone political, like full-blown political. They went from exposing PDFs to going anti-Trump. And that's all they post. I never knew, let me say, by the way, side note, I never knew that Trump was the only one whose administration misplaced so many children and that so many children are missing. I never knew that Trump saying that his daughter is beautiful is disgusting. And I never knew that Trump was the only one that was so buddy-buddy with Epstein. And I'm being sarcastic here, okay? Because according to this person that keeps posting and posting about Trump, that's all he says. He doesn't post to you about other celebrities that have been close to Epstein, other presidents that have been on the list. He won't mention those for nothing. And whenever anybody brings it up on his chat, like me per se, you will get attacked. Oh, they don't want to hear about it. No. And so this person who has a business in California, shocker, I don't know how they did it, but they put like a picture or something of Trump with his daughter on his lap with Ivanka, and he's hugging her or whatever, and that's supposed to be disgusting. So now we can't hug our kids no matter what age because the other side's gonna find it disgusting. Apparently what they're missing in life is love, and their parents didn't show them any, because how is that disgusting? And then he proceeds to tell me, well, he said that he would date his daughter if she wasn't his daughter. Okay, that's just a dad talking shit. That's just a dad saying how gorgeous his daughter is. But did he actually do it? And I said, why don't you talk about the other person who actually kissed their granddaughter, whose granddaughter had to write in a journal on how grandpa was touchy with her and she did not like it. But no, we don't want to talk about that. We want to gross out on a picture of the sitting president with his daughter on his lap. And you know what? My 2 kids are very handsome. If they weren't my kids and I was their age, I would want to date them. Am I a pervert now? Because let me finish. Any woman that gets with my kids is very lucky. They're handsome, they're smart, they're hardworking. They would be very lucky. Oh, and they're also loyal, by the way. They don't cheat on their girlfriends. Why wouldn't you want a guy like that? Now, am I saying I want my children? I want my children to be my boyfriend or husband? Hell no, I'm not saying that. I'm giving a compliment to my children. If you take it that way, then there's something wrong with your head. There's something wrong with the way you think. I can't believe that we live in a time where we can't compliment our children or say something that's going to be misread by somebody else and turn it into perversion. But yet, actually seeing somebody, a family member, kissing their granddaughter is okay. It's acceptable. That's not gross. A granddaughter who's in her teens, by the way. And you know what? I wouldn't even read that much into that picture had it not been for her journal. If I didn't know about the journal and I just saw that picture, I'd be like, what's so wrong with that? It's the granddaughter kissing her grandpa on the lips. Big deal. She's comfortable with it. More power to her. Big deal. But because she mentions in her journal how grandpa got happy hands and stuff, and she didn't like it, then that changes my whole perspective on the matter. But you cannot argue with these people. You really cannot. They are so one-minded and simple-minded. Am I sitting here saying that Trump is perfect? No. But, my God, why are you just targeting Trump in everything? I had to unfollow that person, by the way, on Instagram. Because I'm like, you know what? I'm sick and tired of your shit already. Like, you're not even fair. You're not being fair at all. Like, you're not exposing everybody. And furthermore, your channel has nothing to do with paranormal. Like, why are you even posting about PDFs all the time? You have another channel called Conspiracy Files, in which you never even post on hardly. You're over here on your main channel posting about PDFs all the time and Trump. I'm serious. Call your channel The Political Files. Anti-Trump. Might as well just come out with it. Why are you beating around the bush? If that's what your stance is, then just come out with it. And I don't even enjoy your paranormal channel anymore either, because it's just blah 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 blah, and there's no paranormal. There is no paranormal evidence ever. And so I stopped watching the videos. I used to look forward to them every Monday, and now I'm like, what are they laughing about? What are they doing? It's like watching the other paranormal channels where they're like talking and they're like, did you hear that? Did you hear that? What was that? Oh no, dude, but I heard it too, dude. It kind of said like, hey. Right? That's what I heard too. There's obviously a ghost in here. Yeah, there's one in here. Well, there you have it, folks. There you have it. The ghost stuff, yada yada, just appeared on my camera. It said, hey. I'm like, are you serious? Are you serious? So I'm just like, I'd rather watch somebody else, somebody that, or I won't lose any brain cells, because as it is, I feel like I'm very forgetful. And I don't want to lose what I have, you know? I don't want to lose what I have. So I'm just going to listen to other channels instead. I'll probably unsub from the YouTube as well, because I'm not going to listen to nonsense. I'm not. Something you pulled out of your butt and decided, oh, look what I found. Look what I found on Trump. Yeah, I'm going to post it on my Instagram now. Yeah, it's ridiculous. Like, you people have gotten out of hand. Just accept we had to accept Biden. You all can accept Trump again. Like, just get over it. And if you really want to make a difference, then pray for your nation. Instead of bitching on the internet about the same things over and over and over, thinking that you're right. I'm not saying I'm right either, by the way, before I get attacked for that. But neither are you. Anyhow, on another note, yesterday at the mall went very well. Not much has changed at all. There were different stores that were added in, newer stores. We went to the Primark. Primark was a letdown for both of us. It's a store from the UK, and apparently it had all these great things in it, according to some YouTubers that I watch. However, this Primark, I don't think it's up to par yet. Like, it's just got stuff that's mainly like for like maybe a 12-year-old, you know, that would be excited, but it's not for adults at all. Another thing is, there were other stores there that were very expensive, and then there were some that were not, that were all right. You know, there was a purse that I saw for like $34 that I really wanted, but then I was like, but am I going to use it? You know, like, it looked like a hobo bag, and I really liked it, and it was from this place called something Earthbound, I believe it was called, and it's got a lot of new age stuff. I like their backpack purses that they had, but I'm like, but am I going to use it? Is that what I'm going for? And I'm like, no, it's not. And I was like, it's disappointing because it was only $34. I'm not going to beat that, you know. Purses online are like $60 and up. But I'm like, no, I know I'm not going to use it. I don't want that. So I didn't get it. My son did get me a robe from the Primark, which I'm using now. And then he bought himself a jacket for like $108. Now, I know that's really like on the higher end. However, he didn't have buyer's remorse afterwards, but he felt kind of like, wow, I didn't know I was going to spend that much money. He spent like at least $300 yesterday. And I was like, you know what, son? You work hard. You don't go anywhere. You don't ask for anything. You just go to work and come home. Go to work and come home. Once in a great while, you hang out with your friends. You all play guitar. But y'all don't go anywhere. It is your money, and you deserve something nice, really nice. And it's not like you're going to spend that amount every day. If you have it, go for it. But you don't spend that amount every day, let alone on yourself. So you deserve it. I said, and don't feel bad about it. He wanted to buy me lunch, dinner. I said, nope. I refused. I said, nope, I'm good. You get yourself something for you. Or if you want, I can pay for it as well, because I know you spend a lot of money. And he's like, no, Mom, I'll get it myself. And I was like, okay, but I'm just letting you know that if you want me to get it for you, I'll get it for you. He also got a coffee. He asked if I wanted one of those too. And I'm like, no. Honestly, I wasn't even feeling coffee. I wasn't. Like, usually when we go to the mall, I would get a coffee, but I just was not feeling it. I'm feeling it now, and I might go get one now, but I wasn't feeling it yesterday. And then even after the robe, he wanted to get me something else. Like, do you want that purse, Mom? I'll get it for you. And I'm like, no, it's not. I know myself. I said, No, son, you get for you. You get whatever you want for you. I'm not here to shop for me at all. Thank you for the robe. I really appreciate it. And you know, that's my favorite thing to wear all the time is a robe. And it's true, you all. In every picture from being a younger child through my teen years and adult years, I always had a robe on. You know, you're like, what the hell is wrong with this person? She's always in a robe. That's just me. I always just liked wearing a robe. Now, not so much, of course, but I'm getting back into it, you know. But anyway, with clothes underneath, by the way. I do have clothes underneath. But, you know, it is what it is. I'm home. I'm comfortable. There's nobody else around. I've got clothes underneath. Even with my son home, I've got clothes underneath. You know, like, it shouldn't matter. You know, and it's my home. I can dress how I want. Unless some Karen wants to come into my comment section and tell me, well, when I'm at home, I don't walk around in my robe. Good for you, Karen. Good for you. Anyhow, I need to get down. People are looking at me. I'm in front of the grocery store. I need to get some cat food, cat litter. It's all about my cat today. She was kind of upset yesterday because she's like, what did you all bring me? You all were at the mall and you didn't bring me nothing? Anything at all? Well, screw you all too then. And I said, okay. I'm going to go get your food today and some litter after the doctor appointment. And she's like, okay, fine. That's good. So I got to get in there. And I'm also going to get some hamburger patties to make hamburgers because I've been craving hamburgers, but homemade hamburgers. I don't want to have to go get them, you know? But anyhow, that is my rant for today. Or this week, I guess. I don't know. Who knows what else is going to happen. Oh, I do have one more thing to mention. I was telling my husband about it. I was texting him when I was at the doctor's office. I walk in and every seat is taken. They don't have very many seats in this office, mind you. And they should put more because if you're going to have that many patients all at once come in, then you should put more seating. Like, instead of just 4, 5, 6 seats. That's all they have. And so I walk in, every seat is taken. I'm standing by the door, and there's another lady standing by the door. They call somebody in right away when I walked in, and I had already signed in and everything by this point. Standing by the door, right, minding my business, and that person gets called in, and then the other lady that was standing there was told by the lady sitting there, apparently they all came in together. She's like, sit down. She's like, siéntate. Sit down. And I'm like, okay, so obviously them three are together. But I'm like, if they're not here to see the doctor, why does this person need 2 other people to come with her? Why does she need this support or entourage to come see the gyno? You know, like, it doesn't make sense to me. But I'm like, whatever. So I'm standing there, and then another lady gets up to go to the bathroom. Look, I'm not the type of person to be like, oh, she left her seat, I'm going to go steal it now. No, I know she was coming back. And plus, when she came back, she moved her purse. Like, in other words, she put her purse there to save her seat. And then she went to the bathroom because she didn't want her seat taken. And I'm like, look, lady, I really don't care. I'm not that type of person. I'll stand here if I have to. Now, my back is killing me. And it's killing me even more because I did get a small massage at the mall yesterday to treat myself, which was ridiculous. It was like $23 for 15 minutes. That's ridiculous. It used to be $20 for 20 minutes. Now they're taking you away 5 minutes and charging you more. Ridiculous. But anyway, so I'm standing there, right? She goes to the bathroom, she comes back, she sits down. I'm still going through my phone, texting my husband, like, I can't believe this. You know, there's no seating, and I'm tempted to just sit on the floor. My back is really hurting, yada, yada. And he's like, just wait, just be patient and wait, da, 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 da. And then they call that lady in, the one that went to the bathroom. So she goes to the back, and before she goes to the back, she says, ma'am, and she's getting my attention, right? I'm like, yes. And she's like, you can have my seat. I'm like, oh, I can have your seat. Okay, thank you so much. And so I went and I sat down, right? I thought that was really nice of her. Well, the other lady that sat down when I was standing up, the one that lady that told her, siéntate, she gives me the dirtiest of the dirtiest looks. Like, you fucking bitch type of look. And I'm like, what the fuck is your problem? Honestly, I can't sit. I'm supposed to stand because you don't want me to sit. You're sitting. Like, what the hell, you know? And so I just like give her the same back dirty look back. I give her the dirtiest look and I'm like, you're fucking with the wrong bitch this morning, bitch. You want a piece of me? Let's go. Like, you want to give me dirty looks? I'm going to give them right back. What else you got? What else do you want to say? I'm ready to respond. You know? And I'm telling you all, the reason I'm the way that I am is because of people like that. People down here are rude and they are entitled and they give you looks like that without even knowing you or anything about you. You know, they just give you dirty looks. And it's ridiculous. But anyway, I'm sitting there and I'm texting my husband, telling him all about this lady, you know, the way she's looking at me and all. And I'm like, she's not even here to see the doctor. She's just here waiting for whoever she brought, her niece or whoever, you know. And anyhow, I'm like, I don't know what the problem is with these people. And my husband's like, it's everywhere, not just there. And I'm like, I said, really? I said, because I've gone other places and they're not like that at all. It seems to be just here right now. But anyway, I'm like, okay, fine, whatever. Shortly after they called me in, I was in and out. The people that were still waiting out there were still waiting out there. I was just in and out. The assistant, the medical assistant nurse, she gives me my shot. And I told her about the gel. I was like, you know what? I really wanted to ask the doctor if she can prescribe the patch instead, because that gel is really messy. It's cold. It's on your fingers. And even after I wash my hands over and over, I still feel like paranoid that I'm going to touch something else and it's going to have that hormone on there. And then my children might touch it, you know? And she's like, yeah, no, I understand. She's like, I'll go ahead and put that order in for you. And I said, thank you so much. And I was out. The assistants or nurses, I'm not sure what their positions are, but they were very, very nice. And they're always like that. They're very welcoming, nice, and so is a receptionist. But again, it's the patients that kind of ruin the place, you know, when they bring somebody along. And I was telling my husband, they should put there that you can only bring one person or patients only because of the seating. Now, before you all call me a Karen, listen up as to why I'm saying this. At my psychiatrist's office, the counseling where I go, they actually send you a text message. When they send you a text message to remind you of your appointment, I have one tomorrow, they will include a message there saying, because of limited seating, we ask that only the patient come in. To me, that's a nice way of saying, don't bring your kids, don't bring the grandma, don't bring the neighbor, don't bring your BFF, don't bring your entourage, leave them at home. Of course, use common sense and get a sitter if your kids are little or they're not in school yet. But leave them at home and only you come in, because only you are allowed in the back with your counselor. You don't take everybody in there. And I know there's going to be that one person again, that Karen. Well, usually when I go to my appointments, I take everybody with me because we go out to eat afterwards. Okay, you can still do that. Nobody's telling you not to go eat. They're just saying, just bring yourself to the appointment. Afterwards, you can go meet up with whoever at Denny's or Luby's or wherever you're going to go eat. But you don't need your whole familia at the appointment, do you? No, you don't. So that's why I'm saying what I said. Like, they should actually have that, or put more seating. Get more chairs and put more chairs in the waiting area. That way people can sit. They don't have to stand by the door. And honestly, whoever agrees, great. If you don't agree, great. You have your opinions, but I just don't want to hear them. I don't want to hear about the I. I don't want to hear, oh, when I go and when I do this and when I do that and I don't want to hear it. I don't, because that's really just an opinion and I'm not asking for it. I'm not. And I don't mean to be rude about it either, but I'm just like, you know, it is what it is. Like, this is my channel. I can talk about what I want here. I don't have to hear what I don't want to hear. And I can just delete your comment if I want to. Or if I have to, I can put approved comments before actually they're posted on my comment section. But I know that you all are not like that, because you all never comment on my comments. But I'm just saying, okay? I'm just saying. So don't take it the wrong way. I'm just saying. But as far as these other channels, they really got to get it together. Like, or maybe the creators like that controversy with their viewers because maybe it'll bring more people in. I don't know. I don't know what their strategy is. I really don't. But anyhow, I gotta go in there. People are wondering, who is she talking to? Like, why is she moving her hands? I move my hands a lot when I talk. I gotta get Tabby her stuff. Love you all. Thank you for listening. Lots of love, hugs, and prayers. Bye.